Welcome to What's the Word Sport Podcast. It's your boy Manny,
It's your boy Sean.
and we thankful and excited to be back here on Friday, a nice hot Friday, by the way, hot weather Friday afternoon, and you already know we got some things to talk about, we got some things to discuss, and so let's not beat around the bush. Let's get to it. And so, what's
Yeah.
the topics for the day, bro?
Well, today, we gotta start off with the finals. We already talked about how the Knicks went up 1-0 against the Spurs in the finals. Game two is tonight. What do you expect to happen? And what do both teams have to do going into this game to get a win?
Um, yeah, yeah. I expect basically the same thing that happened game one. A dog fight, physicality. And the last game was very physical, very aggressive. I don't expect anything less. Um, I think with the Spurs have to really um, not blow any leads. That's number one because I know they blew the lead in game one. That's why they made the Knicks come back. Yeah, number one, not blowing any leads. Number two, Victor has to show what he does best, and how to get inside the paint and be physical. Um, there's nobody um, in that Knicks roster that can stop Victor Wembanyama. I mean, that's the guy honest truth. Um, Even though that the Knicks has done a great job of trying to um, defend Victor, he got to do better. Same thing as the other guys, Champagne and Harper and all them guys. They got to step up tonight. You can't afford to go down 0-2. Especially in y'all building. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, they have to focus and they have to they have to really bring it down and figure out how to win. As far as the Knicks, uh, same thing. They were shooting a whole lot in game one. Obviously right now that's kind of like their specialty throughout the playoffs, and it's been working. And you know, like my mom said, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And so they have been very um, advanced, on it about shooting the ball, and they should continue to do the same thing. Jalen Brunson, you still got to go out and still, um, be like Jalen Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Um, Create turnovers, all that stuff. And so yeah, those are the two things that both teams need to win for the game. But San Antonio, they cannot go down 0-2 uh, at all by any means necessary. Uh, but yeah, that's how I think those two should have the formula to win if they want game two.
Yeah, actually, I agree with you. We seen it the first game. The Spurs was up 14 points, so there's no reason why they should have let them come back from that. So I think the Spurs had the game plan to win. They just didn't finish the game. So
Mhm.
I feel like in that situation, your star players have to come and they got to show out. Victor Wembanyama has to play good. He has to play good. He has to be able to finish games because at the end of the day, it all falls on Victor. Victor is the
Yeah.
man. Um, then you got Steven Castle. Steven Castle has to show up. And then not only them, but I feel like the rest of the role players didn't show up that game. I feel like the Spurs didn't. We didn't see that Spurs team that we've been seeing the rest of the series. I feel like Victor played good, but Victor wasn't efficient. So
Right.
he has to be efficient. He has to be efficient. I mean, he's playing good on defense. Offensively, he has to be efficient. As far as the Knicks, I think the Knicks got to do what they've been doing to get all of these wins.
Uh-huh.
Rely on Jalen Brunson. Jalen, I told you, the Knicks goes as far as Jalen Brunson. Like
Yeah.
you were seeing that Jalen Brunson could be a New York, a goat for the Knicks. Well, this is why you will have an argument because the Knicks go nowhere without Jalen Brunson, and we're seeing it
Right.
time and time again. I mean, you look at the shots that he's taking. He's taken almost all of the shots. I think the last game he took 30 shot attempts. He had 30 shot attempts.
Yeah.
So it's like when you got someone like Jalen Brunson, you know he's not afraid to take them shots. He doesn't care if he miss. All he wants to do is win. So
Mhm.
in order for the Knicks to keep winning, they got to rely on Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically that's how we feel. That's how we think about heading into tonight's game. And so I kind of touched on it earlier. Uh, but this is the question that I feel like you know need to answer. But can do you feel like the Spurs can afford to go down 0-2 in this series?
No, and they're not going to. They're going to win tonight.
Mhm.
They can't afford to go down 0-2 though. Not because it's over, but because it's a confidence thing.
Yeah.
You can't go down 0-2. They gotta yo bro, what's up?
Going
Yo
on,
home, yes
going
up, yo,
on.
what's up, yo? Leah, what's up? Well, Aaliyah. I'm gonna
Welcome,
call you
welcome.
Aaliyah.
Yeah,
But
welcome to the
yeah,
show. Make sure y'all continue to talk and join the conversation with us for sure. But welcome to the show. We're glad to have you. But yeah, when you said
but yeah,
no, they can't afford, right?
yeah, they can't afford to go down 0-2. They need to get a confidence booster, especially after how you seen Wimby was after the first game.
Mm-hmm.
But what you think? I know you said
Uh,
nah.
yeah, I think the same thing. Yeah, I feel like the Spurs needs to win game two. I think it's a must. Because if you go down 0-2, I'm not too confident that the Spurs is going to win the championship or win this finals. Um, I mean, one thing about the Spurs is that they always find a way to adjust. You know, I mean, you've seen them. They was adjusting. Excuse me, during the time when they played the OKC Thunder. So you know, so I do believe that the Spurs are going to come tonight's game and be a lot more prepared and coming in with a lot more, energy, a lot more, you know, swag with them inside themselves. Um, I do believe they're going to try to find a way to win tonight. But you can't afford to go 0-2. And then on top of that, you go on Monday night, and then you go to New York, um, and go to Madison Square Garden. That's going to be hard to even win down there. So,
Hmm.
we already know that Madison Square Garden is one of the hardest arenas for you to even win down there. So, um, yeah. So, handle your business. You don't want to go all down 0-2, especially you in your home arena. With your fans, in front of your fans. That's just gonna be embarrassing. Um, but yeah, Spurs and Victor, do what you gotta do. Take care of business tonight, and looking forward for Monday as well. But yeah, I expect that the series will go tied up 1-1 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you know, I know we talking about the Spurs and everything like that. But this is just kind of a thought that came. You know, you know. We know all the speculation about Victor Wembanyama and the relationship that he has with Greg Popovich, and you can tell that he was emotional just even to talk about him. You know what I mean? And the nation, the bond and the nature of their relationship has definitely been special ever since he been San Antonio Spurs. That being said, um, do you think if the, do you think that the Spurs should bring Greg Popovich in to help them in this series?
No, you shouldn't do that because that takes away from the confidence of your head coach. It's the reason why this coach was hired to be the successor of Greg Popovich. So you don't bring. I don't care if Wimby loves Greg Popovich so much and it can make him better. You don't do that and basically decrease the morale of your head coach. I mean, at the end of the day, Greg Popovich is not going to be there for the rest of the seasons. He's going to go right back to
Uh,
being retired.
right.
You got your head coach. Your head coach got you to this point. You got to trust your head coach to get you through this point. So nah, keep Greg Popovich got to stay on the sideline. Has to.
I feel you on that. I get what you're saying. But um, there's nothing wrong with you know have having one of the greatest coach minds, beside you, and you learn a few things. Not saying that the new head coach of Spurs, um, don't know anything or anything like that because uh, he's obviously smart because he's here in the NBA Finals. Um, and I understand the confidence that it'll probably go down of of the new coach. But what if it doesn't? What if Greg can just be a consultant? He ain't got to be right there on the sideline. He can just show him, at times in practice or whatever the case may be, or when the Spurs are done the practice, they have their meetings and tell him how to defend in certain situations and stuff like that. It's more like a guidance type book. You know what I mean? And you can mix
See, bro,
your
bro,
ideas with his
my
ideas.
brother.
But
But how you gonna? You can't tell Greg Popovich to come in for and he hasn't been there the whole season. He doesn't know this team. This is a whole other team that Greg Popovich has no idea about. I mean, or not no idea, but he hasn't coached none of these players. He doesn't know their strengths, doesn't know their weaknesses. Greg is not a coach. He's now he is a fan. He's a fan. I don't care how much knowledge he has. He is a fan. He the knowledge he can give is is like surface level knowledge.
like
As far
what?
as like maybe I can give you ideas about defenses and offenses, but he can't be like, oh, his strengths are this and his strengths are that. He can't
Oh
do that
yeah,
because
no, I'm
he's
not
not a
talking
coach
about
no
that.
more. You feel me?
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about that.
Even in
I'm talking about the ideas and
and,
shit.
and even and then even if it is a time to learn, the finals is not the time to learn. That's not the time to learn. Not in the finals. You learn throughout the season. If he wanted to have Greg Popovich come in and he wanted to learn some things, during the season was the time to do that. Not in the finals when you in the biggest moment of your life.
I mean, yeah, I understand what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Probably not learn, but it will show more like to make them open in different type of areas of what's going on during the finals. Maybe Greg can see something that the young coach don't see. You know what I'm saying? Uh, basically be a helper a little bit. Expand his IQ a little bit, his horizons in certain situations. I'm not saying that Greg Popovich can look at every single type of player and look at them one by one and say, oh yeah, he has to be on defense, he got to be on offense, he just good at shooting, stuff like that. No, 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 no. Nobody got time for that. It's the NBA Finals. But what I'm saying is that Greg Popovich is a fan. You're right, but he's been sitting down there watching everything. And so he already know whether this, that, and the third, what they're doing good, what they're not doing good, how what adjustments they could be making. So I don't think it's no harm, Greg, talking to the coach, saying, I know that you have a strategy of what you're doing and everything like that. And I'm not saying that your strategy is wrong, but also, you know, but also this, I know, a little bit more, and I've been seeing some stuff. So it make you see if you can open up your mindset about a certain type of about how the game is playing in this type of aspect, or how to attack in this way. Give them more options on how to attack. You know what I mean? In certain situations.
Nah,
I feel like it's not a
I
problem
get
with
what
that.
you're saying. I get what you're saying, but everything about what you're saying is disrespectful. You can't tell a head coach how to be a head coach. And there is no respectful way to give someone knowledge. He's a head coach for a reason, brother. The
I
man made
mean,
it to the finals.
I understand
He
that. I understand that,
that's
but
like telling Nick
you
Sirianni, bro. That's like Nick Sirianni getting advice from Doug Peterson. Why if I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm
know the
not bringing
problem.
Doug Peterson to come in. Yes, why would I want Doug Peterson to come in and tell me how to coach?
He ain't
On
telling you how to
and
coach.
yeah, that's what you just told me, brother. You said
I know I ain't
he's
say
giving him
telling you.
ideas.
Yeah,
You
or
said he's
how to
giving him
do certain
ideas.
things.
So
Now,
if he say
it
if he give
wasn't
him
no free of
ideas,
time.
so he give him ideas and he say, all right, get out my face. No what?
All right, then then let him be great. You know what I mean?
They, so that what's the whole point of me of him having a conversation with him if you're
I'm
not
just
gonna use his
saying.
ideas?
I'm just saying that Greg. Well, I hope he would. I mean, Greg Popovich is a Hall of Fame head coach, so he know what he's talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So I assume I wouldn't imagine him not take advice from Greg. You know what I mean? If Greg sees something and he can see something that the coach don't see, to see, in a way that they can, win, or different type of strategies to win. Uh, I will hope that the coach won't decline that type of
I
knowledge.
don't like
It's
that.
all about knowledge.
I would decline. I would decline it. You got a
I
coaching staff
would,
for a reason. Your coaching staff is supposed to see the things that you don't see. I'm
bro.
not hiring. I'm not asking. I don't care if he's a legend. I don't care if he's a Hall of Famer. I don't care who he is. I'm not asking somebody on the outside to give me some advice on what I should do with my team. That makes that no.
Not advice.
It is
I mean,
advice.
it's advice, but I mean, he has more experience than me. He has more, it's. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, talking to a
But
coach, and
you're
you know
right.
what I mean.
I take Greg Popovich does have more experience than him, but Greg Popovich didn't take the team with Wimby to the playoffs or to the finals.
I know that, but I'm just
This
saying.
guy did. This guy did. Greg Popovich has been with Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, and Tony Parker. That's don't forget that he is a legend and a goat, but he has had players with him. It's another coach's time. It's this coach's time.
And I'm not,
It's not Popovich's time.
and I'm not.
Popovich is on the sideline. He's on the
I'm
sideline,
not
brother.
denying. I'm not denying that it's the young coach time. I think the young coach is doing his thing. You know what I mean? If anything, I didn't know if they was gonna make it to the finals. You know what I mean? So I mean, kudos to him, respect to him. But I'm also, saying ain't nothing wrong with learning more from experience, from people that have experience, and probably see things in a different light, so you can see some stuff, or just open up your mind, expand your horizons. You know what I mean? I'm just saying he can take it or leave it. You know what I mean? That's up to his business. But I'm just
We're
saying,
leaving.
like, I feel like it wouldn't be wise, especially if Greg Popovich sees something that definitely that can find another way for them to win. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the new coach is cool, but we don't know different type of strategies he has in order to beat the New York Knicks. And so Greg probably got like 5 ways. You know what I mean? And he can
Greg
just
can't, he
show.
can't have 5 ways. He can't. He can't have 5 ways. He doesn't know this team.
Yeah, but he's watching it.
You're telling him you're going to tell him to implement things that he has never done with his team. That's all Greg Popovich can do. And he can tell him to implement things that this coach hasn't done with his team. And you're going to tell him to try all these new things in the finals. You can't do that. You can't. It has to be the players have to be as comfortable as the coach. As a coach, I don't want another head coach telling me how to coach my team.
You act like it. You
It's
act like it's a dictatorship.
it's a bad
Right.
thing, bro. It's a bad thing. It's different. It's different if it was the summertime or like doing like training camp. If me and Greg Popovich talking, he's letting me know these things and all that, cool. But at the
But
end
then
of the
also,
season, while I'm in the finals, you telling me while I'm in the finals after a loss, Greg Popovich wants to tell me how to coach after I lose. Not when I was winning and all that. He ain't had nothing to say when he was winning and got to this point here. But after I lost, now he has something to say. I tell Greg, you don't want to know what I tell Greg. You don't want to know. I wish he would come up to me and tell
I'll
me.
say this. I mean, he's a young guy. He just got it's his first NBA Finals, and Greg been there plenty of times. So if anybody has experience, it's him. And so I'll say this. I know this my is his team. He can do whatever he wants. But at the same time, it's like you know what's wrong with just showing a little knowledge. All I'm saying is that Greg can just show the young man a little knowledge. Now it's up to him whether he's gonna take it or not. I mean that's cool. That's cool. But I mean if I was the head coach, I would at least listen.
Fuck.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure I knew this was a fact. The coach that's the Spurs right now is already an interim. He's already an interim coach for Greg
Right.
Popovich. So he already learned. He already learned.
How long he was an interim coach under Greg?
He's been he was in the he's been in the organization since 2019.
Okay,
So
case
he
closed. Never mind. Case closed. Case closed. Okay, I understand. All right. All right. All right. I thought he was just a brand new coach that came in and, transformed the
yeah,
team.
no.
Okay. All right. But then he was already under his banner. Okay, got you. All right. And, it's over. All right. Cool. Didn't know that. But, well,
You guys
well,
say nothing, brother.
hey, huh?
I said, what you guys say nothing, brother.
He's been learning since 2019. He's been learning since 2019. That's cool. Um, but but yeah. Well, okay, got you. Okay, so yeah, so what is this coach name? Guy's name
Mitch Johnson.
Mitch Johnson.
Yeah,
Weird name, but okay, but yeah, yeah, okay. Well, obviously you know what he's doing. He's been under his banner for since 2019, and he's been watching Greg, and so obviously I'm pretty sure that Greg mentor him from all that time until now. So yeah,
yeah. Because
okay,
he was an assistant coach in 2019, right?
yeah,
In 2016, he was the G League coach for the Spurs G League team.
okay.
So
And this is
yeah,
still Greg taking control during that time, right?
yeah, and he didn't become the interim coach until 2024.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so he has years. He was an assistant coach for years, so he knows all of Greg Popovich's tricks. So
yeah,
I think he has what it takes, brother.
yeah. Well, you proved that. Proved that.
Man,
Uh, well, let's see what this new coach got. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I mean, so far it's been, it's been very intriguing. And so let's see what this Spurs head coach got. and can go toe to toe with Mike Brown, which is another coach that's a really good coach, and also been in the finals too before. And
Hmm.
he's a smart genius coach too. So let's see if he can out coach and outsmart him, toward the end. But let's move on to the next thing, which is the NFL. And Christian Watson, yesterday had a mega payday extension deal. Um, he has 110 million of, I believe, right? 110 million. Yeah, and so that being said, by him getting paid, this makes him the number one wideout for sure in Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this type of money, he is the number one wide receiver for sure. Do I think that Christian Watson should have got paid this amount of money though? No, I don't think so. I mean,
Mm.
when you look at Christian Watson's career, he hasn't really done nothing. No accolades. Hasn't reached 1,000 yards and has been injured. So when I think of paying like receivers money, I think of, oh yeah, he must have did something. He must have at least did got 1,000 yards or something. He hasn't done
Right,
nothing. So what this tells me is that they just have a lot of belief in him. They believe in what he can do. They're
right.
not necessarily what he has done, but what he can do. So he's they're number one. He's their number one. I mean, he's the highest paid receiver on that team, so he has to be the number one, like I said. But I don't agree with him being paid like that.
Mm. I get what you're saying about him really haven't really been showing that he is worthy of that money. I mean, I mean, like you said, he hasn't really reached 1,000 yards. We never seen Christian Watson had a breakout season. Um,
Hmm.
and then he had that terrible injury that he had last year, and you know, yeah, I believe, I definitely agree with you, bro. I feel like that this is a kind of a belief in the gift type situation. Because I ain't gonna lie, I think Christian Watson is tough. Um, you know, I mean, when you look at him and how you know how he makes that team, he makes that team uh, dangerous a little bit when he's healthy. Um, he's a good wide receiver. Um, I mean, him getting his money, he's going to have to step up to the plate, and he's going to step up to the plate, and you know, I think he should have a breakout season. Uh, I think it's going to be kind of hard because of all the distractions that's been going on with Green Bay concerning Josh, Jacobs, and Michael Parsons and all the guys and stuff. So I know they've been trying to be focused, but um, Green Bay just can't seem to get the can't get out of the drama light. But you know, other than that, um, I like Watson, but obviously this deal has been showing that they believe in him, they trust in him. I think he's a good wide receiver. Do I think he should get paid that much money? No, but I also do think that he's a good a nice wide receiver for them. Um, but now since he got this money, he's definitely going to be the number one wideout. But the question is, can he step up to that challenge? Can he step up to that plate and say, okay, I'm the man? Because at the end of the day, you got Reed, right, beside as well, and last year Jalen Reed was playing out of his mind, and so yeah, so maybe Green Bay thought that Washington was the number one wideout, for the future, no matter what happened, to him and everything like that. But um, I love watching it. I like watching. I love his talent. Um, but we got to see more. I don't think that he should have got extended right now. I think this was kind of a proven year for Watson, going into this season. Um, to show a little bit more. But I mean, Green Bay has the belief in this young man, and so I hope he lives up to the expectation of this contract and understand what the weight of this means. That means you're the number one guy. You're the man, and I hope he can live up to the
Yeah, well, I
expectation.
mean, I was gonna say he has to be the man because they had enough confidence to let Dobbs go and to let Wicks go. So
Yeah,
I think this clearly shows that they have the belief in Christian Watson and Jaden Reed. The only thing is, for as long as Christian Watson has been in the league, they have been a wide receiver committee team. They've depended on multiple wide receivers. So we haven't seen Christian Watson be in a situation where he is the man and he is the go-to guy on a consistent basis. It's always been the ball was spreading around to every receiver. So it'll be interesting to see if he can take that toll because now more catches means you're getting hit more.
yeah,
So can you be durable for a whole season? Because that's another thing that your body's going to have to get used to. Can you be consistent in catching passes because you might have not been getting that many targets before. So
mhm,
it's a lot of things that he's going to have to go through this season, and it's going to be more pressure on him as well because, and I mean, some people might say it's not pressure because you already got paid, but it's like he got paid before doing anything like
before the season
anything
even started.
big.
Yeah,
Not even before the season started. It's just because if he did things like he got 1,000 yards or if he made like a Pro Bowl or anything, it'd have been like cool, like it's no pressure. But he hasn't done any of these things yet. It's a lot of milestones that he didn't reach yet. So and
right.
he got paid before that. So it's like now you got pressure to prove to the fans that you deserve this contract. Not even the fans, the team. You got to show to the team that you deserve this contract. So it's gonna be interesting to see him in a higher role. I think I like him too. I think he's a good receiver, but we haven't seen him, so I can't be like, yeah, he deserves this until I see him what he does this year.
Right.
Hopefully, I thought if he gets 1,000 yards, I will be cool with it.
I understand that. Yeah, I think we're on the same page when it comes to that. Make sure y'all let us know what y'all think about Christian Watson about his new contract deal. Do you feel like that it was a good move or a bad move towards Green Bay? Do you feel like that he's worthy of the money? And do you believe that he can be that number one real ride out for the Green Bay Packers? That being said, we got to head, sticking with Green Bay. Um, you got to talk about Jordan Love. Jordan Love has definitely
Mhm.
been the topic that people have been discussed. And so, in your opinion, bro, do you feel like Jordan Love can he be a championship caliber quarterback ever in your eyes?
Um, a championship caliber quarterback.
Yeah,
Um, that question is kind of tricky. I don't think that when you say championship caliber quarterback, do you mean like just lead his team to a championship on his shoulders?
yeah,
No. I don't think that he can lead it on his shoulders. I feel like he's more of the type of quarterback that can get his team to the championship, but he's gonna have to have all the pieces around him help him to get there. I don't think you ask Jordan Love to win this game for you or put the game on his shoulders, put it on his back. I don't think he's that type of quarterback that can really overcome pressure. I think he
right.
needs to be in a situation where maybe the defense steps up and gets on the ball back, or maybe you need that field goal kicker to get the game winning kick. I don't think
Mhm.
you go out there and be like Jordan Love, go throw a touchdown and win this game. I don't think that. I don't even think Jordan Love is not the main guy on that offense. The main guy on that offense is Josh Jacobs. But I mean, of course, clearly with everything that's going on with him, now Jordan Love has to step up even more. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure how this team is going to look really offensively if Josh Jacobs is not there because Josh Jacobs takes so much pressure off of Jordan Love. But
right.
now if Josh Jacobs is not there, I don't know how that running game is going to be. I don't even know who the running back is right now besides Josh Jacobs. Do you know?
Uh, no, actually,
Yeah, I don't even know who the backup running back is. So once I know who that is, that can give me an idea. But
Yeah,
like we was just talking about Christian Watson and Jaden Reed is just now stepping into these higher roles as receivers. I
hmm
like they tight end. I think Kraft, but
their second running back is Chris Brooks.
yeah, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. We on the road today because I agree with you 100%. Um, I believe that Jordan Love is not a championship caliber quarterback. I don't see him taking his team to a Super Bowl, let alone any team to a Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong. I think Jordan Love is very, very talented. I think he can take a team to the playoffs. But I mean, look at in the course of his career, um, in meaningful games, he's always fell short. And it's not because of injuries. It's just because he just hadn't made the plays. He's not really a clutch type football player, quarterback. In my eyes, I don't see it. Um, you can look at multiple occasions, in times where he had not had an opportunity to close the deal, and he had all the time, and he didn't make it happen. Um,
Hmm.
Not to say that he a bad quarterback or anything like that. It's just, he doesn't really have that clutch gene, or or that that thing inside him that that will end games. Especially in meaningful games. Like I said before, when he facing Matthew Stafford or Jalen Hurts, you know what I mean, or those guys of that caliber that's in the top of the NFC. I don't see Jordan Love, in under a minute and third and 15 minutes. I mean 15 seconds. With probably with one timeout. I don't see him, and they need a touchdown. I don't see Jordan Love put a team in position to score. So we have the winning touchdown. Um, he hasn't been shown. He never showed it in his career. I'm not saying that he can't do it, but
Hmm.
we just haven't been seeing it. I don't think Jordan Love is the guy that can take a team to the Super Bowl. I mean, like you said, like he always been having help, with Josh Jacobs, and the thing that was going on with Josh Jacobs, you never know. He might have be suspended, or he might get kicked out for a year. And so, what that's going to leave Jordan Love? I think if Josh, if Josh, the stuff that's going on with Josh Jacobs, and it turns out that he can't play like to a certain amount of games, or he might get suspended for a year, or whatever the case may be. If he gets disciplined in that manner, uh, we gotta see what Jordan Love is truly about. Um,
Hmm.
I'm still trying to, huh?
That's it.
Uh,
I'm agreeing with you.
okay. Yeah, so like, I'm still trying to figure out who Jordan Love is for real. And I'm not even gonna lie. I think last year they extended him a lot of money. And I remember I talked to you and I was like, bro, why did they give him all that money? I didn't understand it, and they gave him like a real mega contract deal, and he didn't even do anything. And so
Hmm.
um, I think it just goes to show that they have belief in the team that they have, and there's nothing wrong with belief. You know what I mean? I mean that's good. You believe in somebody, and you have that faith. With that, I mean they proved it with Christian Watson. Um, Even though that Christian Watson had really shown a lot of production to show that he's worthy of that money. Um, I guess they believe Jordan Love so much um, that they took that leap of faith, towards him and whoever it may be. But I have yet to see what Jordan Love. this kid can do. Um, to be honest with you, I'm still trying to figure out who Jordan Love really is. Um, I mean, ever since that he took over um, and took Aaron Rodgers' job in the beginning of his rookie, you know, rookie rookie season. I mean, he was nice, um, but he hasn't really shown any like accolades or any like you know what I'm saying. Does he even got a Pro Bowl?
He might actually have a Pro Bowl. I can look that up. But other than that, I don't think he really has any accolades for real. See, sure, accolades.
Wow, all the
Um,
accolades, all the accolades he got is school history. Nowhere near NFL history. That's crazy. Oh wow,
yeah,
and yeah, I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even. Yeah, that's all stuff. He in college and stuff, and he never been a Pro Bowler in the NFL. Yeah. So and how long he's been in the league? He's been in the league for six seasons, and he entering year seven, and doesn't really have any. He doesn't have nothing under his belt. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah,
That's definitely a problem. And yeah, so yeah, I'm still trying to figure out who Jordan Love is, but he's headed into year seven, which kind of is like going in almost there, going to be hitting 10 years in the league, and it looks like to me that he's not going to take any team or Green Bay to the championship. In my eyes, it's been kind of a
yeah,
proven fact.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, let us know what y'all think about Jordan Love. Do you think that he's a championship caliber player, quarterback? Do you feel like that he can lead Green Bay to the promised land? Do you feel like he can lead it? Do you feel like he can lead any team to a promised land? Let us know how you feel. Wait, hold up. Before we get back, do you consider Jordan Love as a um top 15 quarterback?
You said top 15.
Yeah, or 10. I don't think you put him in 10, right?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely not top 10, but top 15. I probably can put him top 15.
Yeah,
That's like yes, he better than half the quarterbacks in the league. Huh?
I mean, yeah, because of his talent. His talent is nice though, but like
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause, I mean, you gotta remember that every quarterback that's starting is not good,
right.
and then we got some quarterbacks that we haven't seen yet. So that's the only reason why I would say top 15.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that still got to prove themselves.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I kind of consider him as a top 15 quarterback too. But speaking of quarterbacks, there's another quarterback. Um, well, Jordan Love, he's still playing, but this quarterback is retired.
Mm.
Russell Wilson. Yesterday, I believe yesterday, he announced that he is retiring. He's going to be working at CBS, um, um, doing commentary and everything like that. Congratulations to Russell Wilson on a magnificent career. 14 years. Uh, a lot of people, um, a lot of people um, have certain opinions about Russell Wilson, whether he's a Hall of Famer or not. And my question to you, bro, is that do you think that Russell is a Hall of Famer?
Yes, I think Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer because of the stats that he's been able to put up. I think his
Yeah,
stats show that he should be a Hall of Famer. The winning percentage shows that he should be a Hall of Famer. And at the end of the day, he got himself a ring. So I think he'll be a Hall of Famer whether people like it or not. I mean, we got people who've got it for less. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So I don't see maybe if people want to say he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, cool. But I think he will have that gold jacket eventually for sure.
yeah. I think a lot of people don't think that he is a don't think that he's a Hall of Famer or don't or view him as not a Hall of Famer because of I guess the downgrade that he did when departing of Seattle. Meaning with Denver and him going to the other teams, and he was declining. Um, yeah, Russell. He say what you want about Russell, but he has one of the all time great regular season stats as a quarterback. He has
Hmm.
490 90 90 46,966 passing yards. He has 353 passing touchdowns and a 99.3 passing rating alongside 5,568 rushing yards and 31 rushing touchdowns. Ladies and gentlemen, and a ring, and a Super Bowl ring. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer or anything like that. I mean, I'm not. I don't think he's not an MVP, right? Like a Super Bowl MVP.
Nah, he wasn't Super Bowl
No,
MVP.
he's an MVP. But yeah, he got a ring. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, this man is a Hall of Famer. Um, hands down. Now, do I believe that he's a first ballot? I don't know about that. Um, I wouldn't be shocked if they put him as first ballot. But I guess depending on the class that he falls into, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I guess depends on the class that he falls into. But he definitely is a Hall of Famer. It's hard to get those to have those type of numbers and pull those type of numbers um, in the span of 14 seasons. Say what you want, man, but Russell Wilson was a bad boy. You know what I mean? Even though that uh, he hasn't really shown us who he was or a little glimpse of who he was when he left Seattle, to go to Denver and all them other teams. But you know what I mean? He's shown for the past first 8 years, or 8 years or 9 years since he was in Seattle that he was the man. In my opinion, I think that Russell could have got another ring. Um, if he did that stupid crap in the number in the hitting the 1 yard line instead of giving to Marshawn Lynch, you throw it and making an interception and make Tom Brady get another ring. That was insane to me. Which is still mind blowing to me. I don't get why he did that or why the coach called that. Um, that's Pete Carroll. You're a coach. You should know better than that. But it is what it is. I believe he should have got 2 rings. But you know, um, Russell was a bad boy. I mean, the numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? And so, I know people want to speculate and all that type of stuff, but you know, do your research, do your homework, and whether you like the man or you don't, the man has shown and given a lot to the NFL, and you got to respect that.
Yeah, and I don't hold the whole Denver and Steelers against him because number one, he was up there in age. Let's start right there. He was up there in
Yeah,
age. Number two, Sean Payton didn't like Russell Wilson. So if your head coach don't like you, it's hard for you to it's gonna be hard for you to really be able to
Right,
become better because
right.
your head coach is tearing you down. He wasn't building him up. He wasn't trying to install confidence into him. And then as far as the Steelers has always been a running team. They've always been a run first team. So I feel like if Russell Wilson was like in his prime where he was able to still run the way he was able to do when he was younger, I
Hmm.
think he would have more success with the Steelers. But I mean, now you're talking about a Russell Wilson who was more of a stationary quarterback and he was declining at that point. So they got him when he was declining. So it didn't really work out with the Steelers as well. But you can't look at all that. You got to look at what the things he has done. Like you said, look at the stats. He's one of the most winning quarterbacks in NFL history.
Yeah,
Um, got 10 Pro Bowls. It's like it's things that you just can't take away from him. So
yeah, yeah, no doubt. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people were still stuck on the fact that when he was in Denver and in Pittsburgh and the Giants, it kind of gave everybody a bad taste in their mouth. But yeah, there was a time. There were different type of different situations and different circumstances.
yeah,
You know,
I definitely don't hold the Giants one against him. I forgot he was even on the Giants. By the time he
yeah,
went to the
bro.
Giants, he was really a mentor.
Nah, facts.
At that point he was just a mentor because that's when they drafted. I'm pretty sure they drafted Jackson Dart that same year. So at that point, he was just there to be the mentor of Jackson Dart.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. So. So yeah, but yeah, though. Other than that, congratulations to Russell Wilson on an amazing career. I believe that he's going to do great in the NBA today. I know he's going to be doing broadcasting and everything like that. I think he's going to do great, phenomenal. I can't wait to see him on TV. But what a great career, what a great run that Russell Wilson had, and arguably, and not arguably, but he's one of the best quarterbacks that we had in NFL history. And nobody can take that away from him, no matter how hard you try. History is history. You can't erase it or subtract it or try to bury it. It's going to be here for a lifetime. And so, Russell, we salute you on What's the Word podcast. And congrats, and we honor you today on a phenomenal career. And yeah, that being said, we got one more topic to discuss, one more thing to talk about. I know everybody's it's Friday and everybody want to go out tonight. It's hot outside, you know what I mean? Y'all ready to go out and do y'all thing. And so, you know, and the game on tonight too, game two. So, I know everybody's excited. But we got one more topic to discuss. And we can't leave the show and we can't leave without talking about the man that happened that left the Philadelphia Eagles, AJ Brown. And so AJ Brown, um, it's been reported that he admit, and it's been on the been him. He said it himself. He admits that he links up stories inside the organization to motivate the team during the time that he was an Eagle. Um, what does this mean for the Eagles or for AJ Brown reputation?
Um, it means I mean we see what it means. AJ is now a Titan. I mean he's now a Patriot, and we drafted a new wide receiver. It's the end of AJ Brown and the Philadelphia Eagles. Like you said you was we'll probably never hear any stories about AJ Brown. AJ Brown will forever have stories linked to the Philadelphia Eagles. But number one, just him saying that he leaked stories to the media to as motivation just wasn't smart. Like I said, AJ Brown has been doing a lot of talking. He's been doing a lot of talking way too soon for leaving the organization. So he was a captain 3 times. As a captain, why talk to the media? Why not just talk to the team? People can say his voice was unheard. They can say whatever he want to, but at the end of the day, your voice get heard from talking. to your team, not to the media. The media only causes distractions. So
Right.
and there's so many things we've heard. So we don't even know what stories he told because there's been multiple stories, and a lot of the stories wasn't good. And a lot of the stories had to do with Jalen Hurts not being able to throw the ball or do whatever. So again, it talks about the relationship of Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, that relationship, like how you're putting these stories out there, or you potentially put these stories out talking about your quarterback not throwing the ball and needing to throw the ball more and all this and all that. So it wasn't smart. I don't think that what he did benefited the team in any way. I don't think all players get confidence from the media talking. I think that only helps some people concentrate. I think others either ignore or it really breaks messes with their confidence. So yeah, I don't think it was a good idea, but I think what he did shows why he is in the position where he is, and that's not on the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's not on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Uh, um, yeah, absolutely, bro. I think what he has done in linked stories, I know a lot of the stories that he has linked was had to do with the team and Jalen Hurts. And he
Mm.
said on, the screen behind me, with the interview that it was motivation. First of all, I want to take this to say thank you, AJ Brown, for not being a member of the Philadelphia Eagles anymore. I'm done. I'm tired of him. I'm sick of him. It's finished. Like AJ, what's the matter with you? Seriously, what's the matter with you? Um, Now he may have good intentions. I don't know, probably, but that's not the way that you motivate your team. Well, you should motivate your team. You out there convention stories, making it seem like the Eagles are a team that's um just are trash in their own right. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know why he did this. Um, one people to say that he did that because he wasn't happy, or he linked the stories because he wasn't mad, he wasn't happy about the quarterback or something like that. Now he's saying that is motivation. I'm gonna say this at the last time that we was on the show. AJ Brown, just keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut.
Mm.
Keep it shut. You're in a new team. You in New England. You're happy. There's no reason for you to continue to start talking about the Eagles. Like, what are you talking about the Eagles for? It's over. It's done. It's finished. Um, AJ Brown, and I'm not saying that I'm not you know you know judging his character or anything like that, because a lot of people say that he's a great guy or something like that, and I've got no doubt about that. Um, the thing about AJ Brown, man, he don't think before he acts. He don't think before he acts. He just do. And and to be honest with you, that actually can be a problem in not just the Eagles locker room, but in any locker room. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, for example, he's with the New England Patriots now. Say something that he doesn't like in New England, because it might get to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It probably gonna get to that point that even though that he's good and it's all sunny rainbows and it feels like heaven right now. Look at me, I'm a Patriot. Yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's happy now. But when the road reached the rubber, where you at, AJ? When you ain't really getting the ball like that, where you at? When you seeing something that you don't like, where is that? Where you at? If something happened with your head coach Mike Vrabel, what was the reason why you wanted to go there? Well, one of the reasons why you wanted to go there, something happens to him. How you gonna respond to that? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna do quick creep tech tweets, trying to bash your coach, try to bash your teammates because the way they don't like the way they do certain
Yeah,
things. You feel me?
yeah. Well, I mean, he already said that he learned his lesson and won't be doing that no more. So I guess he don't got it done. His new team doesn't have to worry about that.
That's what he say now. That's what he say now.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean? I hope he don't, but that's what he say now because you know it ain't gonna be all fun like all happy in New England. Things gonna happen, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna be looking at the Patriots real close because say if some stuff happens with Drake May or something like that, and I want to see AJ responds out of that. I do.
yeah,
Because you know what I mean. Because that's important. Because you and then you throwing your boy Jalen Hurts over the bus, even though you said that it was a way to motivate Jalen Hurts or let a fire in him. You don't say that through the media. You talk to him. I say, yo, bro, you're not playing like a top five quarterback. You need you need to give me the ball. Period. Instead of embarrassing him all over the world, making him seem to think that he is not uh, a good quarterback, or you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Why would
yeah.
you do that? That didn't make no sense. And like, yeah, AJ Brown is just a headache. He's just a headache.
Hmm.
And the more I listen to these stories, and the more that he opens his mouth and continue to talk. By the way, he talked literally right after he got traded. So obviously he had something to say. He wanted to get stuff out of his chest. Now he may tell the truth of the fact that Jalen Hurts and AJ probably don't have no beef in a personal standpoint. So that's probably true. He probably didn't lie about that. But they definitely had beef inside the field because they wasn't on one accord. And so yeah, the way the more I hear about AJ Brown, the more I think about it. This was a not a phenomenal, but this was the right decision for the Eagles to move on with AJ Brown. You know what I mean? It was the right decision. They had to cut the cord. I think if he would have stayed another year with another offensive coordinator, he would have found another way to say something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's yeah, yeah. I think it was just better for the team for them to to limit distraction. But what Joy Malata said, thank God is over. You know what I mean? It's more like a thank God is over type moment. So now they can focus on what they need to focus on and do what they want to need to do, and not have AJ tweeting and giving all types of crap outside in the media, and everybody looking at the Eagles like, what's going on in this locker room? You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't wish nothing bad about AJ Brown. I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope he learns his lesson. You know what I mean? You know, but stuff like this, leak stories to motivate your team. Uh, it just shakes my head. Like, bro, what are you thinking? And so, like, and it be things like this where I'm glad
Hmm.
that he's no longer evil. I'm not even gonna hold you. I mean, he's a great talent,
Yeah.
phenomenal, but at the end of the day, anybody can be replaced. And so,
Yeah. Hey, well, don't say nothing when because I'm thinking about getting me a AJ Brown jersey.
for you,
Yes, sir.
what about the Patriots do?
Nah, the Eagles.
I mean, I mean,
It's
I
on.
mean, I mean, I
It's on.
respect
It's on
AJ.
clearance right now, brother.
I respect AJ.
It's on. It's on a clearance rack, so I might have to grab me one.
I mean, I respect AJ. I hope he do the right thing and retire as an Eagle.
Yeah, we'll see, bro.
Yeah,
Only
you
time
know
will
what I
tell.
mean. I respect him for what he did for Philly and everything like that. He was one of the greatest wide receivers we ever had. in Eagles history. I mean, that's just the truth.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not going. I'm always going to like be, happy that he was an Eagle. For whatever the time that he was. Um, but sometimes you just gotta move on and stuff like that. And I understand that. And everybody got their flaws. And just because you got your flaws doesn't mean you agree with the flaws that you have. You know what I mean? I just didn't, us as the Eagles didn't agree with the flaws that he has. And with AJ Brown, it came with a whole lot, and we was able to survive it for almost 5 years. So you know what I mean. But we kept the main thing. The main thing
Yeah.
was winning. And so, not to say that AJ Brown is a bad guy or anything like that. And I'm a burn his jersey and all that because fans out there they're crazy. They burning his jersey right now. I'm not doing all that. I think that the way it ended, I didn't like it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like there's no bad blood. You know what I mean? There's no bad blood. He did right with the organization at the end of the day, and the organization did right on him, and they respect of the work that he did in Philadelphia and the type of man that he is. And so that part I could salute to him. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
I still didn't like his actions and or his motives or whatever the case may be. Um, I didn't really like it, but either way, it's over, and
Yeah.
it's lemonade time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, bro.
Anything else you want to share on
Definitely.
this other?
Nah, that's all I got.
That's all. Uh,
Yeah,
well,
brother.
yeah, that's all you got.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it from it. You heard it from the man himself. Well, yeah. Let us know what y'all think about AJ Brown and the stories and the links, story that he did in his time in Philadelphia, talking about the quarterback and everybody, linking the stories to motivate the team. Do you think that was a good thing or a bad thing? Do you think that hurt his reputation or it hurt it? or not. Let us know in your comments below. With that being said, you know, we cover all the topics today. We appreciate everybody that came and showed love today on this great Friday afternoon. Um, we appreciate you always support and everything like that. We do not take that for granted at all. And anything you want to say, Sean, before we go on out of here?
No, just enjoy the rest of your days. More content coming soon.
Just say better myself for sure. And everybody enjoy watch the NBA Finals tonight, and we're definitely going to talk about it, especially on Monday. So we'll be back here Monday, same place, same time. Y'all guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Thank you for always enjoying the what's the word family, and let's continue to grow each and every day. Um,
That's
that
it.
being said, this is your boy Manny.
It's your boy Sean.
And you already know it's the What's the Word Sports Podcast. And we appreciate you. Take care. Much love. Have a great weekend.
That's
See y'all.